Namo Phat. Good morning. Thank you for joining me for our daily practice check-in. Listen, listen, listen. This beautiful sound calls us back to our true home. The fourth mindfulness training. Aware of the suffering caused by unmindful speech and the inability to listen to others, I vow to cultivate loving speech and deep listening in order to bring joy and happiness to others and to relieve others of their suffering. Knowing that words can create happiness or suffering, I'm determined to speak truthfully with words that inspire self-confidence, joy, and hope. I will not spread news I do not know to be certain, and will not criticize or condemn things of which I am not sure. I will refrain from uttering words that can cause division or discord, or that can cause the family or the community to break. I'm determined to make all efforts to reconcile and resolve all conflicts, however small. For our Dharma readings, we're reading Ajahn Thiradhammo's book, Working with the Five Hindrances. And this morning we're reading a section from the introduction, Why 5? We could, of course, elaborate a list of more than 5 such hindrances, as there are quite a variety of different mental distractions or disturbances. One discourse lists 44 qualities which a monk should efface. Another mentions 16 qualities which make a monk difficult to admonish. And another quite similar list mentions the 16 qualities which defile the mind. The commonest set is the 3 roots of unskillful actions: greed or lust, aversion, and delusion. The most fundamental mental obstruction is ignorance, which the Buddha said is caused by the 5 hindrances, which are in turn caused by the 3 kinds of misconduct through body, speech, and mind. So, why did the Buddha highlight these 5 in particular? Well, in practical terms, 5 is a reasonably manageable number of concepts. When you're in the forest meditating and you don't have a book, or the book's been eaten by termites, you can probably remember these 5 categories, maybe by looking at the fingers of your hands and going through the list. Also, this group of 5 encompasses most of the range of disturbances we may come across in spiritual practice, especially if we generalize them in terms of basic human tendencies or how we usually relate to experience. Maybe we sometimes have to deal with different kinds of specific disturbances, but basically we can probably fit most of our experience of disturbances into these 5 hindrances if we look at the energy dynamic of each of them: reaching out, pushing away, collapse, overactivation, and vacillation. For example, if we are disturbed by envy or jealousy, we can assess its energy dynamic, a kind of pushing away, to find an associated hindrance, ill will, and gain some understanding of how to work with it. Similarly, if the disturbances are of a general nature, distractedness, discouragement, etc., and there is no obvious cause, distracted by sensual desires, discouraged because we lost our temper, we can access their energy dynamic and may find it helpful to apply some of the skillful means of the closest equivalent hindrance. Of course, each specific mental obstruction and each particular nuance of a hindrance will need to be worked on with its own unique means. However, when we have experience of working skillfully with the coarser hindrances, it is possible to apply this wisdom to help with working on more subtle aspects of mind. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you so much for joining me this morning.